My name is Vlady. I live in Maryland, Silver Spring, Maryland. I am retired on disability because of COPD. And I retired in the year 2000 when I felt that I could not really perform the job that I had to do, and it was my own decision, not my office's. In fact, I was encouraged by my office to stay, and they were willing to accommodate me. But I decided that there was no way that they could accommodate me, and it would be much better for me to retire. So I did retire on disability, and I had some rough time after that for a while when it was actually a worsening of my medical condition, which doctors could not really pinpoint very well. And the difficulty was that I actually had a chronic pulmonary disease almost all my life. So my worsening of the situation, my medical condition, was happening gradually to the point that it was, in a way, fooling myself maybe, because the degrees of worsening the disease were sort of so gradual that I was getting used to it. My body adjusted very, very well. So really, when I was forced to retire, my lung function was much, much lower than ordinarily you would see somebody in doctor's office. And I was really functioning quite well, I must say, considering my lung condition. But still I couldn't do much about my shortness of breath, which was quite unpleasant, so to speak. And I had to start using oxygen, which was not really something that I wanted to do. And I tried to avoid it, and eventually, of course, I had to get used to it, getting smart and start using it, which I did. Now, the one thing that was interesting, which I would say was a positive development in all this unpleasant situation, is when I was when I retired, and I had problems in getting really properly diagnosed and treated, I got very, very interested in finding out more about the disease. So that led me to one of the support group on the internet, because I couldn't really sleep. I had all kind of pain, tremendous problems. And that eventually led me to my own group, which I established, which is also a national group for COPD patients. It's a support and advocacy group, which is on the internet. And I established it shortly after I retired, actually. And we have been very active, and that really keeps me going, too. As a manager of the group, I also have access to a lot of research publications and a lot of information that I'm getting. And the third one, which is extremely important, is that I can do something for other people as well. That's extremely satisfying, that I'm helping a lot of people to live with the disease. And the fourth one is the advocacy aspect, which is very, very important, because I have a great interest in changing the situation legally, that is getting more funding for COPD research, maybe even getting some legislation like the recent one on pulmonary rehab to get reimbursements for it. So I'm spending really a little bit of time, at least more than a little bit of time, on the Capitol Hill and visiting various agencies and testifying before various agencies about medications and things like that. So that's my story, and I think that the bottom line is that you have to get involved. You have to study the disease, and then look for people that you can link up with and get involved and go to rehab, move as much as you can. And so I hope that whoever hears it, watches it, will take the hint and start doing it as well.